My name's Sarah. Thank you for being here. We're going to bring it back to the basics. So we've spun off a little bit. We got a little bit heavy in arm balances this week. We're bringing it back to a side angle bind as our summit. To prepare for that, we will be opening up our hips and our shoulders, chest, anything in the thoracic up here. So there'll be lots of open arms. We will tap into the energy circles again, that energy work. We've done this before, coming out of a forward fold, and we're taking, like, if you think of the chakra system, starting at the root chakra, moving all the way up to your crown, you're like spinning everything up, 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 up. You're opening up all these channels, and then on your out breath, we'll, dive into the flexion of the knee and get into warrior two. It will make sense when we get started. Again, I want you guys to live really big here, and don't be afraid to be that person in the front and center of the room, really getting into this, because if you believe it, then they believe it, and then we all have this wonderful, wonderful experience. So we will start at the top of your mat. Your arms are at your side body. Knit your ribs in, belly to spine. Find that most perfect mountain pose for your body. Inhale, arms up, reach up. And exhale, arms at side body. That's that collective breath. It will signal to everybody the start of the power flow. Step the left foot back. Inhale, arms up, reach up, warrior one. Your hips and your shoulders are square to the front mirrors. This is a very simple pose to navigate, especially with the step back. So equal amount of weight in both feet, step back, dial back the back foot about 45 degrees. So you might not need much cueing on this one, especially as we get to block three. It's breadcrumbs. Chest and shoulders square to the front of the room. Don't say square, sorry. Hips and shoulders towards the front of the room. That's like a really bad habit for me, so let's get out of that. We don't want anybody forcing a Vira or warrior one. On your exhale, hands to your sacrum, fold forward into your humble warrior. This is a beautiful place to stay. It's also a beautiful place to play. So if you would like, you can take your hands up and over. I want y'all to model taking them up and over so they know the expectation for them is there if they want it, but they don't have to get it if they don't need it. Without whipping your hands apart, left hand will lead, inhale, up, 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 and over. For reverse warrior, we're lifting through our core, through our midline, and then tipping the rib cage back. Beautiful. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up, triangle pose. Like you're being squeezed in between that place between like your car door and your garage. So we're trying to flatten out, scoop your right glute under, gaze up. It's triangle pose. Straight line of energy are always a strong one. If you see somebody that's looking a little wonky, just, you can tell who's off the plane. Just super subtle cues. Make sure your hands are in one line. Make sure your wrists are in one line. Take your gaze up. Nose follows your top middle finger. Beautiful. Top hand and core pulls you up. Breathe in. Turn both your toes towards the side walls. This is star pose. Reach east to west, and exhale, we'll fold. Once we fold, keep walking your hands back, 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 back. Maybe your head touches the mat. That's a full exhale before we start to inhale, and we're gathering all this energy. We're working through all those energy channels. When we get to the top and we release the breath, exhale, open hips, warrior two. So we have external rotation in both legs, equal amount of weight in both feet, gaze forward. Inhale, flip your front palm, reach up, bending your elbow, and maybe you grab your bra strap or whatever's back there. Left hand comes underneath. This is a cow face variation. Most people probably won't be able to touch fingertips. This is just, a modification or a variation would just be top hand, half cow face, and exhale. Spiral down, both hands flat, palms flat, front foot steps back, downward facing dog. Step the left foot in between the hands. So we have a tendency to want to go whoop, whoop. It's super controlled this week. Take the left foot in between the hands, dial down. So this is my towel, my kids' swim shorts. Inhale, reach up and back, half cow face or full cow face on the in-breath. On your exhale, left hand down, right arm up for side angle, taking time for the bind. Top arm goes back, maybe for the half bind, you can tuck it in here. maybe the full bind. And if you see somebody, like, a lot of times people will be like, what's going on here? Simply place the towel in their top hand and then guide their bottom hand to find it. Okay, so we'll probably have a lot of people around here, and you'll feel that, you will see the dumping. People just kind of dump their torso on this leg, and this leg is super loaded. Shift some weight into the back foot, knit your ribs in, keep elevated with the torso, straighten out both of your arms. If you took the bind, whether it's a towel or your fingers, gaze that peak over your top shoulder. So it's not just a bind, it's a bind with a little bit of a chest opener. And then to get out of that, release your bind, both hands down, downward facing dog. So just give them time there to play. It's a pretty intense pose. I know sometimes if you're a yoga teacher or if you come to yoga a lot, this might not seem very hard to you, but this is a very intense pose, especially for somebody who has tight hips, tight shoulders, somebody who's never been to yoga before. The bind, hopefully, after a week's time, we'll all get it. So it's an in-breath, reverse cow face, exhale into side angle, find your bind. And then to get out of it, you just release your bind, both hands down, both feet back, step the left foot up, and then you can do it on the opposite side, okay? That's all I have for you. Pretty straightforward. Just remember, lots of big circles going all the way up. And you don't have to, you don't have to tell them about chakras or the why behind it, but if you believe it, they'll believe it. And it feels really good. Okay, all my love, all my light, namaste. And reach out to me if you have any questions at all. I'm always available. I love you all.